talk a little too much, so if you need to interrupt her, just say, okay, next question. Hi.
Hey. Squeeze on in there, girl. Nice to see
Jojo, you have a lot of sass going on.
Oh, now, you haven't seen the half of me yet. People hate on me. It's because I know they...
Dance moms, welcome to the stage. Jojo, S5 Flashback. Jojo Siwa didn't tiptoe into the LDC. She strutted in, bedazzled bow first, and changed the game forever. In Season 5 of Dance Moms, the world was introduced to a tiny dancer with a giant personality, and the studio and the fans would never be the same. In the first half of this flashback, we relived the good side of Jojo's arrival, her explosive confidence, unmatched stage presence, and the way she quickly stole the spotlight, not just from the other girls, but from Abby Lee Miller herself. Fans fell in love with her one-liners, her sparkle, and her fearless refusal to shrink herself to fit in. Jessalyn, her no-nonsense, big hair, bigger attitude mom, stood fiercely by her side, ready to take on anyone who dared to dim Jojo's light. But in the second half, we dive into the bad side of Jojo's rise. The other moms whispered. Abby snapped. Rivalries flared. Jojo was too loud, too different, and too much, and for the hyper-controlled world of the ALDC, that was a threat. She was pushed, excluded, and criticized constantly. Still, she didn't just survive. She thrived, turning her backlash into fuel. By the time Jojo walked out of the studio for the last time, she wasn't just another cast member. She was a brand in the making, leaving the drama in her glittery dust. From the pyramid to the pop charts, Jojo's Dance Mom's legacy is one of boldness, rebellion, and bows that refuse to bend. Jojo Siwa arrives at the ALDC with a bow, a brand, and zero chill. It was a bright, bedazzled day at the ALDC, and then Jojo Siwa happened. You could feel it before she even walked in. The energy in the air shifted. The moms felt it. The dancers felt it. Even Abby Lee Miller felt it, though she'd never admit it out loud. 1 second, things were routine, meaning chaotic but survivable, and the next? In strutted a pint-sized blonde with a bow bigger than her head, a YouTube channel, and enough rhinestones to blind a cameraman. Jojo Siwa didn't walk into the ALDC. She arrived. Correction. She exploded onto the scene. And from the second she opened her mouth, spoiler alert, she never stopped talking. It was clear she wasn't here to blend in. She was here to take over. Meet Jojo. Loud, proud, and camera-ready. Jojo's debut during Season 4 of Dance Moms wasn't just a new kid showing up to dance class. It was a brand launch. At just 10 years old, she came with a full personality, a catchphrase for every moment, and an unmistakable aesthetic that screamed, "I'm here to be famous and you can't stop me." Neon colors? Check. Glitter? Check. More bows than sense? Double check. Her mom, Jessalyn Siwa, wasn't exactly subtle either. With a voice that could cut glass and an unshakable belief that Jojo was born to be a star, she made it her personal mission to bulldoze through the competition and the cast. Jojo didn't come from a world of quiet ambition. She came from the land of sequins, self-promotion, and sass. And Abby? She didn't know what hit her. Not your average ALDC girl. Here's the thing about the ALDC. It thrives on discipline. Uniformity. Ballet buns, and a vaguely militaristic vibe. But Jojo? She was a neon hurricane in a beige world. While other girls quietly rehearsed solos, Jojo was already plotting her next YouTube vlog. While the ALDC dancers tried to impress Abby, Jojo tried to impress everyone. And it showed. In one of her earliest scenes, she twirls around the studio in highlighter-colored leggings, bows the size of small children, and an energy level that made caffeine look like a sedative. Her intro alone had viewers wondering, is she here to dance, or is this just an audition for America's next icon? The other moms looked on in silent horror. The dancers? Somewhere between fascinated and terrified. And Abby? Oh, she smiled, but it was that tight, Abby-specific smile that said, I might scream later. Jojo didn't fit the ALDC mold. And that's exactly why she blew the whole place up. Abby versus Jojo, a showdown in the making. To say Abby and Jojo had a rocky relationship would be an understatement. From day one, Abby was skeptical. While Jojo had undeniable talent, her extra personality rubbed Abby the wrong way. Abby wasn't used to being outshone in her own studio. And Jojo? She wasn't used to turning her light down for anyone. Jojo's outfits, energy, and instantly viral one-liners. There's first impression magic, and then there's the Jojo siwa level explosion that took over the ALDC. If you've ever wondered what happens when pure, unfiltered chaos collides with a glitter cannon, look no further than Jojo Siwa's debut on Dance Moms. From the moment Jojo strutted into the studio, she didn't just make an entrance. She made a statement. A big, colorful, bedazzled statement that could probably be heard from space. The other dancers were used to a certain uniformity. Ballet shoes, sleek buns, and a practiced grace that screamed classical dance from every angle. Jojo, well, let's just say she came to the ALDC with zero chill. The first impression? Let's break it down. Outfits, energy, and one-liners. Outfits. Neon dreams and beautiful madness. If there's one thing Jojo is known for, it's her outfits. And when she walked into that ALDC studio, you could practically hear the fashion world collectively gasp. Gone were the days of muted leotards and practice skirts. In came Jojo with neon everything. Leggings, tops, shoes, and accessories so loud they practically screamed, "I'm here to take over." And, of course, the bows. Oh, the bows. Jojo's signature accessory became a character of its own. We're talking bows as big as her head, some almost taking on a life of their own. Was it practical? No. Was it absurd? Absolutely. Did it make a statement? Without a doubt. Jojo's headgear was more than just an accessory. It was the crown of a queen who wasn't just about to rule the dance floor, but the entire Dance Moms universe. You've got to love how Jojo wore those bows with absolute confidence. It didn't matter if she was facing Abby's glare or the mom's whispers. She was ready to slay. And the outfit? A kaleidoscope of colors, sequins, and bold patterns that made every other dancer look like they were in rehearsal attire while Jojo was already in the spotlight. Every day, it was like a new look was ready for Instagram. A mix of fun, flashy, and borderline ridiculous. But that was the point. Jojo didn't do subtle. She did everything in excess. Energy 110% or bust. Outfit aside, Jojo's energy was enough to make even Abby Lee Miller raise an eyebrow. While most of the ALDC dancers moved with a mix of grace and calculated technique, Jojo was, well, let's just say extra doesn't even cover it. From her first second in the studio, she brought a level of enthusiasm that was either endearing or terrifying, depending on who you asked. Jojo didn't just dance. She performed, and she did it loudly. When she entered a room, it was like a whirlwind of bubbly optimism and unrestrained joy. It was an energy that could either lift you up or overwhelm you entirely. You could practically hear the high-pitched squeal of her personality echoing off the walls. Her attitude was a mixture of "I'm here to win" and "I'm here to have fun," and honestly, she wasn't wrong. In a world of high-stakes competition, Jojo brought a refreshing, if not chaotic spark. But it wasn't just her dancing that was loud. Her personality was as big as those bows, and she made sure everyone knew it. When Jojo hit the floor, she didn't just show up. She exploded into the choreography with an intensity that was only matched by her level of commitment to being seen. It wasn't enough for her to nail a routine. She had to own it. Every move was an opportunity to showcase not just her talent, but her unique, larger-than-life persona. One-liners. Instantly viral. But perhaps the most unforgettable part of Jojo Siwa's first impressions? Her one-liners. Those snarky, sassy, and often hilariously off-the-cuff remarks that immediately became viral material. Jojo didn't just speak. She dropped zingers that made the audience laugh, cringe, or sometimes both. You didn't have to be a fan of dance to recognize that Jojo had a gift for words. Whether it was a shade thrown at Abby's critiques or a quip about the drama unfolding around her, Jojo had a knack for dropping the perfect line at the perfect time. There was the time she quipped, "I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money," a line so iconic it could have been printed on a t-shirt and sold for a small fortune. And don't even get us started on her commentary during group rehearsals. Jojo wasn't shy about sharing her opinions. No moment was too big or small for a perfectly timed quip. But the best part? These one-liners were real. Jojo wasn't trying to be anyone but herself. She wasn't the rehearsed, buttoned-up figure many expected her to be. No, Jojo was the girl who would give you the truth, wrapped in a bow, pun intended, and with a wink that said, "You better take notes."